Good day. Welcome back to 340 Caribbean Culture. Today is going to be a not too hard recipe. It's stew chicken, okay? Brown stew chicken. I have some chicken wings already cut up, the party wings. And what I did, I went and I washed them. I used some sour orange and I used a little bit of vinegar. I already rinsed them off, I already got them nice and clean. But as usual, I'm gonna start off with making sure my hands doubly clean. Especially I just touched that stuff and I'm about to grab my seasoning. So stewed chicken is actually made in several different ways. Different combinations. People have their preference of what they want in it from what they don't want in it. So tailor it the way you want it, but I'm gonna make it this particular way. You're gonna love it. All right, typically you don't have to go in with a binder. There's always moisture in there, so you can use that as your binder. Okay, I'm going in with some seasoned salt, and I try to use seasoned salt at the beginning so that I know exactly how much that goes in. Use any type of seasoned salt that you want. It is absolutely up to you. That was seasoned salt. I'm going in with a little bit of jerk seasoning. Not a whole lot. You can go in with as much as you want, but my wife don't do too much of the heat. The good thing about jerk seasoning is a versatile seasoning. It has everything that you would normally put in your food. There's some kind of sugars. There's pimento. There are different type of seasonings and stuff. I mean, it has everything that you need, and it gives so much flavor. This is complete seasoning. This one is garlic powder. Going in with the onion powder. The measurements to your seasoning, you can basically go in with a teaspoon to a tablespoon of whatever you want, but you gotta be careful with the salt, okay? I tend to use a lot of onion powder and a lot of garlic powder, but I use more onion powder than anything else. Going in with a little bit of black pepper. I have some packets of sasongoya. There's several kinds. You pick and choose whichever one is good for you. I'm going in with 2. And the Pierre les Resistance. Going in with some Maggi. I love me some Maggi, I'll tell you that. But it's kind of a little pricey, and you got to catch it when you catch it, because it goes from anywhere to $12 to $14. Next minute you look again, it's $18, 20 something dollars. It varies in price. It don't stay at a good price very long. And I haven't found a spot here in Florida that actually sell it. Now they do have the Maggi, but they have the Maggi beef, which is very rare to find. They have the Maggi pollo, which is a chicken. You know, that's the most common one you can find. But this all-purpose, you can't find it unless you order it or go to Jamaica or some other city that has it. But we don't have it here, or I haven't found a spot that carried it. My local Caribbean spot, the grocery store, I was talking to the guy in there, and I was telling him about the Maggie all-purpose. So hopefully one day I go in there and I find it. We season this chicken up, and we're gonna let it sit and marinate for about a half an hour to an hour. To be honest, it'll be best if you let it sit overnight or 4 hours. But for right now, I don't have that kind of time. So I have stuff to do a little later. But let it sit in the refrigerator for a little bit and let all the flavors get married or marinate. It's been approximately maybe an hour, 45 minutes. What I did, I went ahead with my Dutch pot, and it's a little overkill for the little bit of stuff that is there. But, well, not really, but if I had a smaller one, I would use it. Going in with some oil, avocado oil. You go in with some avocado oil. You can go in with some. You can go in with some avocado oil. You can go in with some corn oil. Any kind of high temperature oil. Let it come to temperature. Crank it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn it back down. You want to make sure you get you a good metal spoon, okay? Now, I did this recipe before on my channel, but that's when I first started out, and it wasn't the best. I gave you good instructions and everything else, but the close-up shots and all of that, I just making it a lot better, okay? There's not a whole lot of oil. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with some brown sugar. And it's not a lot of brown sugar. It's probably about a little, this pot spoon, about that much. 3/4 of the spoon. If so much, and not even a heaping 3/4. I'm gonna show you in a second. This, you gotta pay close attention to it, because it's gonna get smoky and it's gonna change texture, and you gotta pay attention to it, because if it burns, you gotta start all over from scratch. Don't try to save it. Let it cool down and discard it and start over. Okay? We got the brown sugar heating up. Now, for you guys that's going to ask the question, is it going to be sweet? No, it's not. You're just watching it change. And right about now, what I'm going to do is turn it down some. I'm going to start trying to move it around. I'm not feeling my best, so to be honest, I don't feel like pulling two cameras out. And all you're doing is basically melting and browning the sugar. Your house is going to get a little smoky. It's going to get frothy. It's going to actually stick to your spoon as well. But don't worry about it. In the cooking process, It's all gonna come off. This is that same exact stuff that you buy in a bottle. Okay? That's the same exact stuff. This is how they make it. It's getting a little smoky, so I'm gonna turn on my vent to keep from setting off the alarm. It's starting to get a little frothy, and you just want it to get a little darker. What you can do is add a little more if you want, but this is enough for me. Some people add a lot to it and try to save it. I ain't doing all that. She's starting to bubble up. In a minute or so, or less than a minute, I'm gonna go ahead in with the chicken. People let it go till it's black. And I let it go darker, but I don't want it too dark. And this stuff, you don't want to discard it. Just put it at the side. You don't come back to that. What you're gonna do, you're basically stirring the chicken in. You're getting the color all over the chicken. I'm gonna crank it a little bit because the chicken went in and it cooled the pot down a little bit. All you're doing is just let it pick up the color. See, it's stuck to the spoon? It's okay. It's gonna come off. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lower the heat and I'm gonna put the cover on and let it spring some juices. I'm gonna put it on a medium high. It's been approximately 10 minutes and it has sprouted its own juices. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stir it up and I'm gonna crank it up and let it burn that stuff down. Bring it a little closer so you can see. Has its own juices in there. I haven't added any water yet. I'm gonna burn that down and try to intensify the flavor. I'm gonna crank the heat up and burn this down. Now, if I had let the sugar cook a little longer, what we would have done, it'd have gotten the chicken a lot darker. But me personally, I don't want it dark. I like brown stew chicken, not black stew chicken. Crank that up and high. It's going to take another maybe about 5 minutes or so to burn this down. I'm just trying to get the stuff off of the spoon. But I'm going to let this sit. If you want it darker, you can put some brown seasoning, brown gravy. Oh, you got it. Browning in it. But like I said, I don't want it no darker than that. But to each his own. As you may notice, it has cooked down some. Not as much as I wanted, but I can work with that. And the more it cooks down, the richer the color. You notice how light it was at first. Compare that to now. The more it cooked down, all it's doing is intensifying the flavor and adding color. This chicken itself is pretty much cooked, but it's time to make it tender. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead in with some pimento seeds or allspice berries, just to help kick it up a notch. Now remember, if you're cooking in batches, like for a large engagement or whatever, you may want to make your browning on the side and then pour it in. Or you better, the best bet always to use browning, because with all of that meat in the pot, there's no way you could be able to do this and maintain that stirring and all that stuff. You notice it's getting darker. It's getting darker. Everything on the bottom has gotten thicker. Okay? It's gotten a lot thicker. All you're doing is burning it down. Sometimes your kids don't realize the amount of work that goes into feeding them. This takes a lot of work. I mean, I could just throw it in a pot and call it a day and, you know, make brown stew chicken a lot easier than this. But I like to have a good lot of flavor in my food. I like that. All right. It's gonna lose a little bit of color when you add liquid to it, because I'm about to add some liquid. That same bowl, you know, a lot of people will go ahead and wash it, but nah, that's where your flavor is from your seasoning. So I went ahead and add some water in it, and I'll put it in. and let it cook down. It's gonna sprout its own juices again. I'm gonna leave it up on high, let it get back up to temperature, and then we're gonna go in with some spices or some herbs. I'm gonna cover this back. All right, while she's taking her time getting back up to temperature, I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping up some herbs and spices. I have some scallions. And of course, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the ends, okay? Should have kept that banded. I don't feel like working with more than one camera today, so go ahead and chop this down. Rough chop, fine chop, it's all up to you. All right, that's going into my garden. And then I got going in with 3/4 of an onion. I'm going in with 2 shallots. Cut them up how you want. Add in the natural seasoning. That was like a half of a bell pepper. I already cut the bottom off. And then this is just a little piece of frozen one. I have a little piece of thyme. I'm gonna go back out in the garage and get some more. That might just do because my wife don't like, she likes the flavor, or she don't like the fact that I put thyme in damn near everything. I got some garlic. They're not big garlic. All right, that come up to temperature. You hear the rolling boil. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give it a quick little stir. Get all the little seasoning to the bottom, or mixed in. And then I'm gonna cover it over for a few minutes while I chop this stuff up. Garlic. I'm gonna let that cook down for a few minutes and then I'll be back. All right, the chicken is more or less done cooked. Went in a few minutes ago with the natural seasoning. And it's a little time to kind of prep up the pots, like they say. Chicken still need to cook down a little bit. It is safe to taste. Oh, that ain't bad. Not too far off. It's my bleach water. So I'm gonna taste it again. I'll go in there with the next packet of sazon goya. No more jerk, no more black pepper. Then it was some onion powder. Like I always say, onion powder makes everything better. Then there was some garlic powder. A little more seasoned salt. All purpose. I'm not sponsored, but it does a good job. And old Maggi. All right, it's for some reason it stopped recording, but last thing I did was put in some Maggi, and it's a good thing it caught me right then and there. I went back and I checked it. That's what she looks like. Now I can leave it right there and call it a day and just let it continue to cook down. But what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of ketchup to it. Normally I'd put a little tomato paste in there, but I'm gonna put a little bit of ketchup. And the ketchup will help thicken it up. That's it. It wasn't a whole lot. The bottle was almost empty. I gotta put some more in it. And we can go and we can stir this. And all this gonna do is help thicken the gravy. I went in, I tasted. I'm gonna taste again. That's pretty balanced right there. Okay, I'm gonna let that continue to cook down a little bit. It doesn't take a lot to master the cooking of stewed chicken or master the cooking of anything. It just takes time and patience. That's it. Just let it bubble slowly, and let it cook down a little bit, and then we're gonna call it a day with that. What I'm gonna do is make a little makeshift macaroni and cheese, baked macaroni and cheese, and the way I normally would do my baked macaroni and cheese, that's the way I'm gonna show you guys. This is just a quick little chop together, baked macaroni and cheese, and I guess anybody can do that. So mine gonna be a little more in depth than somebody else tossing something together, but you know. All right, coming back in for another look. She's cooked down a little bit. I just want it a little more tender. It's a little more tender. It doesn't take long because these are wings. But my wife likes her chicken falling off the bone. I want it falling off the bone, but I don't want it shredded. So we'll be back in a few minutes, okay? Stick and stay. All right, this is the last look. Still on the stove bubbling. About to take it off. And what I'll do is when I'm plating up my wife's food or she's plating up her food, what we'll do is come back and put a little snippet in there for you guys. This is how I like my gravy. It's a slotted spoon, I know, but you can still see. It's pretty decent gravy. It's not no long water, like they call it. It's not a long water gravy. It has some kind of body to it. All right. I just realized it's 4:35, almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I haven't eaten anything all day. So wifey said she wanted some rice instead of the baked macaroni, so that's what she gets. Hey guys, we've come to the end of another video. Thank you guys for sticking and staying with us, helping us grow the channel. I really appreciate you guys. I thank you for subscribing, liking the channel, sharing the channel, and all the above. Continue to do that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I turned the stove off. It's in off position, but I just left it on the eye, let it kind of reduce a little more. Nothing wrong with it, but the eye is going to stay hot for a while. So why not use it? But anyway, that's the end of a video, end of a beautiful dish. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Come back for the next video. I really appreciate you guys. Till next time. And a little later, what I'm gonna do is put another piece in the middle of my wife sharing her food, and I'll do a happy dance. Like I said again, I really appreciate you guys for coming back. And I try to post videos every Wednesday and every Sunday. Okay, so look out for them and help us grow. And appreciate you guys. Much love.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Some stewed chicken and rice. And you put my spinach in here. You know I love the spinach and the rice. Okay, I love spinach anyway. Spinach and mushrooms. Okay, your pimento berries, tell them to stay away from me, okay? They make the food taste good, but when I I always end up with one in my plate if I ain't look at it good. And ain't nobody like to crunch on pimento berries. See? They're attracted to me. Wherever I am, you find the pimento berries. Okay. So I ain't take a lot of food because it's been a hard day, but my stew chicken and my rice, going to warm this up and chow down. You know, I gotta taste this. I can't wait for it to warm up. Oh,
Could have been tasting while you have it in the microwave.
mm, mm. Shh, not while I eat them. Not while I taste them. Okay. I don't know how you do it so well, but I always get this rush of flavor without it being salty. You do a damn good job infusing flavor rather than salt. Seasoning with herbs and spices rather than salt. You do a good job, sir. You do a good job.
I put salt in there just enough just to get it to where it needs to be.
But it's not overpowering. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. You did a good job. I think my daddy is happy that since he ain't here to feed me, you here.